and right now the weather outside is super unstable. New pump came in the mail. So we're going tomorrow, which means we gotta get ready today to go tomorrow. Because there's a nasty weather thing coming, which I'm gonna talk about soon. But let's get fuel before the marina closes, and we gotta settle up because we're gonna be leaving at the crack of dawn before they open tomorrow. Because we need to make time. We're gonna be going on the ICW because the weather looks like crap for the next week, and we don't wanna wait around. Therefore, we need to fill up all the jerry cans so that we can do our motoring with as few stops as possible. Our boat actually has pretty small diesel tanks. It's like 25 gallons per tank. So we really do need the jerry cans. And as luck would have it, pumps are being serviced. So we're gonna go, I'm gonna leave the jerry cans here. They're gonna call me when the pumps are ready to go again. And yeah, we'll still be good to go for tomorrow. And I'm super excited because our new pump came in the mail. I'll show it, it's too heavy. This thing is awesome. So I just want to explain this pump real quick because it's a little bit of an extravagant pump insofar as it's really, really heavy duty. It does 53 gallons a minute, which is at zero head pressure is about almost just under a gallon a second. Add a little bit of head pressure and you're still doing a half a gallon a second, no problem. So we got this pump. Instead of getting a hand pump as the emergency backup pump, this pump is for when, if you hit something and you're sinking bad, that's what this pump is for. It was only like 325 bucks. It wasn't that expensive for the security that it offers. It's a trash pump, which means it can take all sorts of sediment and crap and just spin it through. If it can get into the pump, it's gonna go through. This pump it can also run dry, meaning that it doesn't need water. It primes if it's in the water, but it doesn't need water to run, meaning it's not gonna burn up if it's running faster than the inflow of water. So this is our insurance policy. This is one of those things to where if you needed it and didn't have it, you would regret not having it, and the first time you use it, it will pay for itself, if you have to use it. And it also gives us the opportunity to help other boats around us. I think I saw recently in a Delos episode I was already planning on getting this, but somebody had one of these and helped save a boat from sinking. Delos had like a hand pump thing, and they said that they're considering getting something like this too. I had already ordered this, but it helped to validate that I was going the right direction. So this is the new addition to the boat, and I'm excited about it, even though we're probably not gonna hardly ever have to use it, knock on wood. So the fuel pumps weren't working, and I forgot to film the whole filling up the fuel montage. So this is what we're left with. We're only doing ICW for the next few days, so we don't have to be like too hardcore locked down for like rocks and stuff like that. This will be good for now. We're doing our final prep for tomorrow, but very important thing we have to do first is the joke of the day. And for that,
you need me! Okay, so speaking of fuel and gas, what do you call a teacher who won't fart in public? A private tutor! Get it? Gas? Okay, I'm going to bed.
just did engine checks, so nobody could go to bed until I did the engine checks. They're done now. Now they can go to bed. Okay, so I wanted to chat briefly about how we choose whether or not to go on the outside or wait, and really like what I'm looking at when I look at the weather. So I was gonna show you how I'm reading the weather. Some of you might find this interesting. So there's this big storm coming. I saw it coming a few days ago by looking at the weather, but now it's making news. Like Jessica's mom in California messaged us like, hey, there's a big storm coming your way. So it's a low pressure system that's gonna wind up from Southwest Florida, cut across Florida, and then kind of spin North Carolina coast. And it's gonna get kind of bumpy outside. So looking here at the chart, today is Wednesday. So the plan is tomorrow, Thursday, we are going to cut down the coast. Offshore, it doesn't look that bad. You know, it's 18-20 knots of wind. That's not a bad day outside, really. A little bit of following seas, it'd be easy. But for us to get where we need to go, we really need a day and a half to get from Charleston to anywhere fun in Florida. By Friday morning, you see, you really wouldn't want to be out in the ocean because this low pressure system would be passing right exactly where we'd be going. So no, we're not going to go on the outside. So if we're not going to go on the outside, could we wait for the weekend to go on the outside? And you see that this low pressure system sits here and starts to pick up some speed. Okay, so this is looking at Saturday. Originally I wanted to go outside Saturday, but you can see that this low pressure system is picking up even more 32 knots here off North Carolina. You have 39 knots. So this is legit gale conditions out there. You can see by the end of Saturday. So it goes pretty quickly from being nothing on Friday morning to a full-fledged, it looks kind of like a hurricane, not gonna lie, but it's 40 knots sustained winds. So if we look at this spot right here, we have 42 knot sustained winds with 63 knot gusts. That's not anything we want to be in. And I think all of the forecasts, the GFS forecast thinks it'll be a little bit less severe over here. In my opinion, the ECMFW, this one, tends to do better and be more accurate. If we look at the waves out there, it's saying when it's blowing this big, we're gonna have 20-foot waves. Now, 20-foot waves, that's averaged. You can expect that about 1 in 100 of those waves will be 50% larger, so call it a 30-foot wave, and 1 in 1,000 will be double that height. So 1 in 1,000 is gonna be about a 40-foot wave. Nothing that we really want to be out in, especially that's a pretty short period for waves that are that big, 8.4 seconds. Friday is when the front's passing through this area. We're not going to go outside. Saturday is when this thing's picking up, the waves start to pick up, and late in Saturday it's just no good. And then you can see that as Monday rolls around, the waves are still big. You're still talking 10-footers out there, which, remember, 10-footers, but you're gonna call them 15 to 20 because that's the ones you're gonna remember that are gonna hit you. So we wouldn't really plan on going on the outside until, with this forecast, probably until about Tuesday. So that means waiting for 5 days, or we could ICW and get to St. Augustine. You kind of see that with these systems, they don't really extend much past Cape Canaveral here. So as soon as we can get past Cape Canaveral, we'll be set to go. But yeah, the weather situation is definitely destabilizing a little bit as winter happens. So that's what we're looking at with regard to weather. Oh, so our plan then is, if we're not going to go on the outside, does this weather affect us on the inside? Well, the wind tends to be significantly less strong on the inside, inland some, but they will not open bridges if there's like really anything sustained 20 to 25 knots. Anything beyond that, they won't open the bridges. So we have a couple opening bridges we have to worry about. There's one in Beaufort, and there is one in Savannah. I think that's all of the opening bridges until you get further south. So our goal is to leave Charleston, we're right here, tomorrow get down past Hilton Head, anchor out somewhere there, and then early Friday morning, so that would be Thursday, I don't expect any trouble, it'll be easy. Friday, the wind starts to pick up in the morning, but if we can get through Savannah well, really before the end of the day Friday, if we get through Savannah, we should be good. And then we're gonna visit, Kelsey's got some family down in this area in Georgia, so we're just gonna park the boat somewhere safe and let this storm blow and spend its energy, and then we'll probably recommence Monday in the ICW and cut out, well, goal is St. Augustine. So I don't know, maybe that was useful, maybe that wasn't. It's kind of an interesting storm, and this is what we look at when considering on whether or not we're going out. If we were going outside, I would look a little bit more at the wave direction and the wind direction. In this case, it would be favorable because it's all downwind, but the seas are just too big and the atmosphere is just a little bit too unstable to risk going out there in anything like this for us with new crew and a baby and just not wanting to beat our boat up and break things. So ICW, it is. The other option would be to stay here in Charleston until it all blows through, but looking at the forecast, Tuesday's the first real day that we could probably get out with the seas having subsided enough, but you can see there's another low pressure system forecast to come through Tuesday, and if this thing ends up being a bigger storm than it is, then we might get stuck here for longer if we just wait around for weather. So we're gonna go ahead and take the opportunity and get south. I'd rather be warm than be able to brag that we did the whole thing on the outside. Plus we've done from Charleston to South Florida on the outside already. I don't feel like I have to prove anything to myself. I just want to get warm. So hopefully that was helpful, and that might be about it for this video for today. There's lots of stuff to do, and we'd like to wake up about an hour before sunrise so we can get moving 30 minutes before sunrise, because there's usually enough light 30 minutes before sunrise so you can actually get going. That will let us anchor 30 minutes after sunrise, and that should give us about a 12-hour day tomorrow. So long day, cold day, but we're ready to get south. So thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one.